Hey, what's up, everybody? Just wanted to share a quick thought that came to mind today. I wanted to share how the hero's journey begins, both in story and in our actual lives. And I thought I'd share first this passage from Matthew's Gospel. This is Matthew chapter 16, verses 24 through 25. Then Jesus said to his disciples, "If anyone wants to become my follower, he must deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. For whoever wants to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it." And this cuts to the heart of a lot of issues I've been dealing with recently. I've been trying to figure out how to maximize my productivity, especially now that I'm a dad and every moment counts. And I find that a lot of what's holding me back from my mission has to do with effeminacy. It has to do with the love of comfort and all the good feelings that your comforts can give you that make you not want to do the hard thing, right? So St. Thomas Aquinas defines effeminacy as the unwillingness to set aside comfort in order to pursue what's difficult. It's our attachment to comforts that holds us back, especially for men. And just think about any hero's journey, how unbelievably uncompelling, not compelling of a story it would be if, for example, in Heir to Song and Sword, if Sim just is happy, has no problems, him and his mom just live happily ever after, the end. That's stupid. That's not a story. No one wants to read that, right? The whole point is that you're separating from the world of the boy, from the comfort of the boy with his mama, because that's the life of a young child. He's constantly with his mom. He's constantly comforted, Anytime he hurts himself or is hungry, mama's right there for him. But that's not the life of a man. You wouldn't know it by the way society is today. It's just the government and corporations are now our mamas that feed us every little comfort we want. But the life of a man, we need to die to that. We need to die to that little boy, in us. We need to set aside those comforts and pursue our mission. And our mission is difficult. Jesus Christ, in many instances in the gospel, tells us that the path is narrow, the road is hard. We're literally called to be crucified with Christ. We follow a crucified Christ, according to St. Paul. And so that's why as Catholics we have the crucifix, we have Jesus on the cross. It's not, it's not that we fetishize Jesus dying or anything twisted like that. It's that it reminds us of the mortification we need to have to ourselves every day. We die to our earthly passions, our sinful selves, so that we can be risen with Christ, that we can share in his everlasting life, because it's a life free of worldly attachments, and it's not that we can't enjoy the things of this life, right? We can enjoy good food, we can enjoy, all this stuff. We just can't make comfort our goal. We can't make the good feelings we feel our goal, because it's disordered. I'm reading this book right now, Learning the Virtues That Lead You to God. And the virtue I covered this morning, I try to read it every morning. The virtue I covered this morning is called asceticism. And what is that? A lot of people think it's like the hatred of pleasure and things like that. But in reality, it's all about, enjoying pleasure, but in its correct order. Everything should be ordered. And everything, first of all, should be ordered towards God, right? We should be focused primarily on God. it doesn't mean that we're not focused on other stuff, but God is our main focus. And everything else beyond that needs to be below that. You know, we can't put our love of money over God. We can't put our love of food over God. Can't even put our love of family over God. Everything needs to be in its right order in order for it to be treated properly. The fact that I love God more than my wife allows me to love my wife well, right? It makes me want what's best for her all the time. And the same thing with like food when it comes to like my nourishment. I love God, therefore I love my body, therefore I want to give my body what it needs, right? I don't just shovel in whatever makes me feel good because that's how I die, right? Why do you think there's so much disease and everything in the world today? It's not because of bad luck, guys. It's because we put comforts over what's good for us. We put good feelings over right responsibilities. So, yeah, we can eat all the Twinkies and Ho-Hos we want and it tastes really good, but then we pay for it later. You know, we pay for it with all these health problems. All your pops and all that stuff. It's like it's killing us, you know? And so how we be heroes in our own lives, it starts with setting aside these comforts and being open to doing hard things. You know, try going a month without drinking soda and see how much better you feel and how much more you can get done. It'll blow your mind. Like all these things that seem harmless, you know, just think, how is this benefiting my mission? You know, that's my challenge to you today is meditate on what you can give up right now that can improve your life. One question I remember being asked a couple of years ago, what are you willing to give up to be closer to God? It's a very pointed question, right? Because it implies that there are things that you currently have not given up to be closer to God and that you can give up more. We can always give up more. You know, and that's what Jesus is calling us to surrender our earthly lives for his sake so that we can share an everlasting life with him. And Jesus is the ultimate hero in all of our lives. And that's the ultimate call of the hero's journey. Set aside your old life. Set aside the sinfulness. Set aside the comforts. And embrace the hardship that comes with a life that glorifies God. And, you know, we're not guaranteed that our life on earth will ever be easy. But we do know that life with God will be eternally blissful beyond our wildest imagination. And it's not because of the feeling, but it's because we are with the very epitome of goodness. Always. There's no more bad. And that's what the hero's journey ultimately strives for. It's for the ultimate good. And the only way you get to good is by leaving behind that which keeps you from it. Doesn't necessarily mean things are bad, but your attachment to it is bad. So meditate on what might be attaching you to this world that's keeping you from good and how you can start your own hero's journey. If anyone wants to share their meditations or their own experiences in regard to this, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to engage with you. And yeah, you can leave comments, subscribe, and yeah, you'll be able to hear more of what I have down the road with my studies with my own work and how I think that the hero's journey applies to us today. But yeah, until then, take care. God bless.